What up, guys? This is Zara Motivates. I hope you guys are staying positive, staying happy. That is my goal for you guys to all be positive and be happy. So, today's topic is about grief. Now, grief is a big part of today's society because of COVID 19. A lot of people are dying, a lot of people passing away, a lot of people having heart problems, as well as COVID 19 problems. How do we deal with grief? Now, you're going to look at me and say, have you ever had grief? I've had, of course, everyone had grief in their life. It goes and comes at the same time. How do we deal with it emotionally and not show it to the public because you don't want people to see you emotionally distressed and basically depressed and basically having so much problems in our life. Now, what can we do to relieve that depression? First of all, take a week off from work. It does help you. You need to take a week off. Unless you've had grief before and you can control it, then basically go to work. But at the same time, if you can't handle it, then take a week off, take a deep breath, and think of good memories. Instead of thinking about bad times of how she passed away or how he passed away and having that emotion and crying and crying and crying and crying for a year or 2 years, there is no point. There is no point. Because that's just going to hurt you and it's not going to help the other person because they're already buried. And I know it sounds harsh. You're going to be like, whoa, Zara, why are you telling us the person is buried, she or he is buried? Of course, we know this. We want to try and relieve the stress. You need to accept it. You need to accept that the person's passed away and has gone through their life. It hurts, it kills, it's emotional. You can't say hi to them, you can't hug them, you can't kiss them, you can't see them anymore. It's one of the worst feelings you can ever have in your life because you've lost that person. That loving person you always had, you've lost them. You're never gonna see them again. Now you're gonna be like, we know this. That's just gonna make us feel bad and bad and bad. At the same point, how to get over it. Not, of course, not get over it, but visit the grave as a weekly basis. Now, what do I mean as a weekly basis? Once a week or every single day, if you have time, take a week off. Visit them, bring them some flowers. Basically, relieve your grief. Do not make your grief like this because there's no point. There's no point. It's not gonna help the person. It's not gonna help yourself, other than make yourself very miserable and make you sick. And I guarantee you that person who's in the grave, who are passed away, and you're grieving about them, it's not gonna help. It's not gonna help them at all. Is it gonna help them? Is it gonna make them positive? Is it gonna make them happy? No, because they can't feel anything. They're in the grave. At the same time, what you're gonna have to think is that person is not feeling pain, is not in pain. It's just that you're not gonna be able to see them, and you have to respect that. Of course, you're gonna feel emotion. You're gonna feel that distress, and you're gonna feel emotionally upset and crying. Everyone has that feeling. I'm not telling you don't have that feelings. At the same time, don't make it last for a year. It's not worth it. It's not gonna help you. It's not gonna do anything for you. You're gonna be like, this is a motivation video. Why bringing grief and death and this? Because at the same time, you still need motivation even while you're having grieving times. Because at the same time, you want to reach that goal and something just stopped you. Something just crashed in front of you. It could be your parents that passed away. It could be your dad. It could be your mom. It could be your grandparents, your grandma, your granddad, your aunt, your uncle. It could be anybody in your family that passed away. Now, instead of crying and staying in your room and being depressed, show them. Or you can't show them, but of course, try and make them, try and make yourself positive because I guarantee you, wherever they are, wherever they watching you from, they might be in heaven right now watching you, and you just did something very bad, and by depressing and not achieving your goals, they're not gonna be happy that you haven't achieved your goals. They're gonna be like, wait a minute, what are you doing down there? I passed away, okay, but graduate, finish your goal, achieve your goal. Why are you doing it like this? Unless you've achieved your goal, you've done your motivation, you made it happy, and you say, look to that person, I made it. I made it. Thank you to you. Thank you. I made it to this place. And you can go to the grave, of course, and bring them your goals and say, look, grandma, granddad, dad, mom, uncle, auntie, anybody that is a person passed away. I made it. I made it. Thank you. And I'm sorry I'm not here to be with you. But at the same time, I believe you're happy for me. That's what you need to do. Make yourself more positive about yourself because it is hard. It is crazy hard. I can guarantee everyone here who's watching, who's grieving, it is going to be hard. It's something you've lost, something that you're never going to get back. But at the same time, there is no point of making it for a lifetime, making yourself grieving and grieving and grieving and grieving. It's going to hurt. It is going to hurt so much. But at the same time, you need to take a deep breath. Be with somebody that you love, your family members. Be comforted. Or if you need to, be in your room alone, close the lights, take it in, cry out, and then back to work. Because there is no point of grieving yourself and grabbing yourself and pushing yourself down. It does hurt. But at the same time, you need to make yourself motivated and ready to work harder. Because that person is depending on you. That person is there to wait for you. Now, can I ask you a question and another question? I'm jumping in literally to another topic. Let's say you didn't reach your goals. You didn't do you didn't achieve it. You just cried a year. Would you rather put a headstone on our grave so when everyone visits her, they see her, there's something good to remember by? Or would you rather have nothing there and be disgraced? It could be your qualification, it could be your grades, it could be your goals, it could be your boxing gloves on the top of the thing and saying that you've made it, or your trophy. When everyone goes by, they say, wow, that person made it in life. They lost someone valuable, but they still made it. And it's all because of that person. And they will pray for them. Or you can just be grieving. And it's not going to benefit anyone. It's not going to benefit them or you. And you can be depressed for how? For long and long and long, long time. I've seen it. And it does hurt. And it happened to me. It does happen to people. And these things will happen. And these things are life. That's what life is. Everyone dies. Everyone. There's not one person that doesn't die in the world. At the end of the day, that's life. It recycles. You die, someone comes back alive. You have kids and you have kids and kids and kids and kids and it carries on. That's how life is. You don't come back from it, of course. You die, that's it. That's your purpose. Your purpose is to live and die and go to another world, dimension. It could be heaven or hell. But at the same time, if you don't have that right mentality, you've just lost that year of life because you're grieving on someone. When that person could have achieved a goal or something in their life other than grieving. Now, of course, it's going to hurt. Again, I'm repeating myself because this thing does hurt. It does. It's terrifying. Losing that special valuable, losing that person. It could even be breakups. A lot of people ask me about relationship goals as well. Now, breakups is the hardest thing you can ever do. Losing that special person that makes you shiver and happy. That person that makes you motivated. That person that gives you life. Not life physically, but life as in smile every day and be positive. But at the same time, you don't need anyone to make you positive. You don't need that person. If that person left, that's it. You tell them bye. You don't grieve on them. What's the point of grieving for them? Other than making them happy because you're crying, go make yourself happy because that's what you need to do. But of course, if she said bye, then that's it. You say bye. That's finished. Do not grieve on that person because you're not a kid. You're a grown adult or you're a grown woman or whatever you are. At the same time, you could be a kid and is grieving for. It's crazy. A lot of people have a relationship at the age of little kids. But at the same time, you have to let go of the past. Because the past is going to grab you like an anchor and push you down and never let you go. So grief and relationships, it is a hard topic. I don't usually talk about this, but a lot of people ask me for this. They've had a relationship and they want to make a relationship. Now, with a relationship as well, I'm mixing literally grief, relationships. It's going to be a mixture. To get into a relationship, it's going to be hard. You're going to get rejected. You're going to have people rejecting you. Or you might not even have rejections. You can have no rejection at all. But at the same time, for you to have that little step in, you have to be confident. No one likes a scaredy cat. No one wants you. There's no point of you talking to someone for 3-4 years. And when you ask them at the end of the day and show them you're confident, it goes in the bin because they thought you were friend zone. So always have that relationship, confidence. Confidence is the key to everything. It's key to life, key to your living, and key to eating and everything. Because if you're not confident about your looks and your ways and your talks, you're never gonna boost your mentalities. Your mentality is always useful because if you don't have that mentality of being confident and over grieving, letting go of grief as well as relationships, you're not gonna be able to make your goal in life. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna stop you every time you're basically being confident. It's gonna push you down as an anchor. So never let go of confidence. Try not grieve a lot. It is hard. Try and find a passion, and keep loving. Show respect to everyone. stay positive, stay happy. That's today's motivation video. I hope you guys like the area and the lighting. Literally got a light standing out, if you can see. But yeah, I hope you guys are staying positive, because I am. And if I am, you should too. Stay positive, stay happy. Take care, peace out.